good evening students. Today I am going to discuss about the endoplasmic reticulum. In previous video already I discussed about the nucleus and chromosomes and what are their shapes, chromosome shapes. So everything we will discuss already. Today I will start the endoplasmic reticulum. So this is the one of the most important cell organelle in eukaryotic cell. So now coming to the endoplasmic reticulum. See, endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum, who discovered this endoplasmic reticulum? So this endoplasmic reticulum is discovered by the two scientists. Who are they? They are Keith R. Porter and Thomson. So two scientists, they discovered the endoplasmic reticulum, which is located in the eukaryotic cell. So in the year 1945. In the year 1945. So now coming to the eukaryotic cell. See, this is the structure of the eukaryotic cell. Already you know very well, inside the cytoplasm is present. So inside the cell some fluid material is present. So this fluid material is called cytoplasm. So it is called cytoplasm. Then in the cytoplasm a spherical like organ is present like this. A spherical double membrane structure is present here. So what is the name of this organelle? This organelle name is nucleus. So in the eukaryotic cells they have proper nucleus, double membranous nucleus. So this organelle is called nucleus. Then from the nucleus one important cell organelle is arises from the nucleus. So this is the outermost membrane. From the outermost membrane one more important cell organelle will arises. See here like this. A network like membrane. See, this kind of cell organelle is we are called as a endoplasmic reticulum. So what is the name of this cell organelle? Endoplasmic reticulum. So in short form ER. ER means endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum, the nuclear membrane, outer membrane of the nuclear membrane, and it continues as a one cell organelle. That cell organelle name is called endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, in the endoplasmic reticulum, some portion of the endoplasmic reticulum, for suppose here, some portion of the endoplasmic reticulum like this, some of the special cell organelles are present here. These cell organelle containing part of the endoplasmic reticulum. See, some of the portion only they consist of some small ball-like arrangements. So these arrangements are called commonly ribosomes. Ribosomes. The ribosome containing part of the endoplasmic reticulum, it is called RER. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum. So the remaining portion which is not having any ribosomes, that portion is called SER. SER means smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So commonly endoplasmic reticulum, it consists of two portions. One portion which consists of the ribosomes. Such part of the endoplasmic reticulum is called RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. The remaining portion of the endoplasmic reticulum, they have no any ribosomes. Such portion is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, commonly what is the main function of ribosomes means protein synthesis. So, protein synthesis. So, the ribosomes which are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, then these ribosomes, they release the proteins into the endoplasmic reticulum. So these are called some kind of proteins. These proteins are coming from the ribosomes, which are released into inside of the endoplasmic reticulum. Like this, the ribosomes, they start to release some proteins into inside of the endoplasmic reticulum. Once the proteins are released from the ribosomes, they are released into some empty space which is present in inside of the endoplasmic reticulum. So this space is called luminal cavity. Luminal cavity. Cavity means some space. So the proteins are released into the luminal cavity. Then once the proteins releases into the luminal cavity, they have some modifications. The proteins are they start to modify. So some, for example, here some carbohydrates which are attached to these proteins, then it converted into further, not here, further it converted into glycoproteins. Glycoproteins. Like that, some part of the modification takes place in the endoplasmic reticulum. Then the outer side part, see, this is the outermost part of the endoplasmic reticulum. The outermost part of the endoplasmic reticulum, this space is called extraluminal cavity. This is called what? Extraluminal cavity. See here, endoplasmic reticulum having two types of cavities. One is inside of the endoplasmic reticulum having luminal cavity, and outside of the, see, in between the folding some space is there. So this space is called extraluminal cavity. Okay, then somewhat protein modification takes place in the endoplasmic reticulum. Then after modification of the proteins, these modified proteins, they form some vesicles, some ball-like arrangements. See, these ball-like arrangements, they release some vesicles like this. So, these ball-like arrangements are called vesicles. So, here the modified protein is converted into vesicles. Vesicles means a ball-like arrangements. Then these ball-like arrangements, they are transferred to the one more cell organelle here. So what is the cell organelle means? See, that is called like this arrangement. See, like this one more cell organelle, they are attached on the one more cell organelle. This cell organelle is called Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus, are also called Golgi complex, are also called Golgi body. It have different names: Golgi apparatus, Golgi complex, or Golgi body. See, these kind of vesicles which are released from the endoplasmic reticulum, they are attached to one part of the Golgi apparatus. So, in the Golgi apparatus, the vesicles, they are attached and they are enters into inside of the Golgi complex like this. Once it enters into the inside of the Golgi complex, the majority of protein modification takes place here. See here somewhat modification only takes place here, but the total modification or also majority of protein modification occurs in the Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus. So here protein modification, how the protein modification will occurs here means, see, for suppose this is one protein which are attached to some kind of carbohydrates. So, for suppose these are the carbohydrates. Some of the carbohydrates attached to these proteins, then this is converted into, this protein is converted into glycoprotein. This is converted into glycoprotein. What is the meaning of glycoprotein? Glyco means carbohydrate, protein. The protein which is modified into, which is attached to the carbohydrate, which receives the carbohydrate, then it modified into glycoprotein. So majority of proteins modification occurs in the Golgi complex. Remember that. So here somewhat only occurs. So then coming to the next portion of the endoplasmic reticulum. So this and all occurs in the RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Finally here some modified proteins are formed. Then coming to the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. See, there is no ribosomes. So they have smooth surface, and also this kind of structure is called, this part of the endoplasmic reticulum is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it helpful for the lipid synthesis. They release the lipid molecules like this. So these are called lipids. So lipids are coming from the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Remember, proteins are coming from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So the same like this, lipids are also, they are attached to the one part of the Golgi complex. Then also enter into inside of the Golgi complex, and this also converted into the lipoproteins. Lipoproteins. So here they forms the lipoproteins. Like this, lipoproteins and glycoproteins will formed. That modification is occurs in the Golgi complex. So majority of the protein modification occurs in the which part of the cell organelle? This cell organelle is called Golgi complex. Okay, then when we observe the Golgi complex, it consists of majorly two portions. See here, this portion where the proteins are vesicles, these are vesicles, where the vesicles are attached to the surface area of the Golgi complex. So this portion is called cis. Remember, this portion of the Golgi complex is called cis. Cis means same site or same portion, same site or same phase. Then the opposite portion, see this portion from here, the glycoproteins, they are start to modify, and the completion of the proteins are they complete their modification, and finally those proteins are come out from the membrane of the Golgi complex. So where the modified proteins are released from the Golgi complex, such area is called trans. See, this portion is called trans. Trans means different. Remember that here Golgi complex having two portions. See, one is where the vesicles are come and attached to the surface area of the Golgi complex. That portion is called cis. Cis means same phase. And the modified proteins where they are released from the Golgi complex, that space or that area of the Golgi complex is called trans. Trans means different phase. Different phase. So this kind of changes we are noticed in the Golgi complex. Okay, then now going to the functions of SER and RER. First we are going to RER. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum. So RER functions. See, what is the first function of RER? See the diagram. Here, formation of proteins. First function, the rough endoplasmic reticulum. First function is called formation of proteins. First, formation of proteins. See, once the proteins will form, after what will happen? The proteins are transferred into the luminal cavity. So, second function is called transfer of proteins. First, formation of proteins from the ribosomes. Then the same proteins are released into the or transfer into the luminal cavity. So that is called what? Transfer of proteins. This is also carried out by the rough endoplasmic reticulum. After that, see here, some modification is also occurs here. So modify the proteins or modification of proteins. Modification of proteins. So these are the major functions of the RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. But remember one thing, the modification is not completely takes place in a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Somewhat modification only it will be occurs. Remember that. Then coming to the SER. SER means smooth endoplasmic reticulum. See, majorly the SER participate in lipid synthesis. Lipid synthesis. So, see here the lipid synthesis. It will be participate in the lipid synthesis. Then also one important task is also occurs here. So the SER is also participating detoxification. Detoxification. So what is meant by detoxification? Detoxification. That means nowadays we are taking some medicines due to the some sickness or some other persons they take some alcohol substances, like that whatever drugs which are enter into our body, that drugs are detoxifying by the SER. So this detoxification is occurs in mostly liver. In which organ in our body means liver. That means the liver cell consists of a rich amount of SER. Remember, where the detoxification is occurs, that means the liver. So how the liver detoxifying the drugs means detoxification of drugs means a rich amount of SER present in the liver. So if any one person consume the alcohol, that alcohol is stored in our liver. Then the liver cell consists of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it detoxifying that alcohol, and it is eliminated from our body to outside as a urine, like that. So like that the detoxification is also occurs in the liver cells. Then it also stores the calcium ions. So another function of the SER is it also stores the calcium ions. Calcium ion storage. So calcium ions storage is also carried out by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this kind of detoxification of drugs mostly occurs in the liver cells. So calcium. Okay, coming to the first point, lipid synthesis. What about lipids? What are the examples of lipids? That is important. Lipids examples are mostly oils. So the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is able to produce the oil and also waxy material, waxy substances, and also steroids. So what about steroids? Steroid means one type of lipid. Remember, what about steroid? Steroid means one type of lipid. Some steroids are also released in our body from the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, how the smooth endoplasmic reticulum it releases the steroids. For example, mostly steroids are released from some special organs in our body. What are the organs means? They are sex organs. What are they? Sex organs. Sex organs means male and female. Male and female. So, what is the male sex organ? Testis. So, in the male testis, it produces one steroid hormone. What is the steroid hormone in males? Testosterone. Testosterone. So, testosterone is a male steroid hormone. Remember. When coming to the females also they release two types of steroidal hormones. What are the steroid hormone means? One is the estrogen and second one is progesterone. So these are the hormones which are secreted from the male and female. From male, testosterone is secreted from testis. From female, progesterone and estrogen secreted from the ovary. Remember that. So these hormones are responsible for the secondary sexual characters. So this is the example for the lipids. Lipids means oils, waxy substances, steroids. Together we are called as a lipids. The lipids are secreted from the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Then most of the steroids are released in our male and female reproductive organs. From male reproductive organ, testosterone. Testosterone is secreted by the testis. And in females, estrogen and progesterone. They are secreted from the ovary. Like this arrangement. Okay. Now coming to the calcium ions. How the calcium ions are released from the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this is helpful for the contraction of the muscles. The calcium ions, what is the main importance of calcium ions means? It is helpful for the contraction of the muscle cells. Then once the muscles will start contraction, we are showing some movement or locomotion. Every movement is depends upon the calcium ions. These calcium ions are secreted by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. See how the calcium ions are helpful for movement. Now I will explain with the diagram. Okay, if you want to screenshot now, you will take screenshot, please. Okay, coming to the how the calcium ions are useful for the muscle contraction. You know very well about the muscle cells. I will draw a rough diagram here. For suppose see, this is the muscle. Inside of the muscle consists of one arrangement like this. This arrangement is called myofibrils. Myofibrils. And here sarcoma cells. These are the muscle cells. Sarcoma cells. These are called sarcoma cells, muscle cells. Then here how the calcium ions are helpful in the muscle contraction. See, commonly in our body, how we are showing movement, how we are showing the locomotion, how we are doing any work with the help of our muscles. But how the muscles they work together, who will give signal to the muscle, that is important. Here the muscle movement, the signals is given by the nerve cell. See here, for suppose this is one nerve cell. So the nerve cell gives signals to the muscles. So this is called nerve cell. So how the muscle cell release the signals means, if you want to move from one place to another place, immediately one nerve cell, it gives some signals to our muscles, for example our legs or our hands. So once the nerve cell will release the signals as a neurotransmitters. So these signals are called neurotransmitters. Once the neurotransmitters are released into the muscle cell like this. So during this time, the muscle cell, inside of the muscle cell, see, this is the part of the muscle cell. For example, inside of the muscle cell, it consists of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum like this. For suppose this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Inside the muscle cell, it consists of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. For suppose this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So already the smooth endoplasmic reticulum having calcium ions. Here it consists of calcium ions. So here calcium ions are present. Once the signal is given to the muscle cell, enter into the neurotransmitters or enters into the inside of the cell, immediately the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it releases the calcium ions into this. Calcium ions into the outside of the cell. So into the muscle cells. So once the calcium ions release, these calcium ions will help to contract our muscles. So the muscle contraction and relaxation is helpful for the movement of the organisms, or all types of animals, or also humans. Like this, here calcium and also nerve cell signals helpful for the movement or locomotion. But which cell organelle give the calcium ions? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the one more function is, it is helpful for the movement of the organisms. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is also one part of the movement. So this is about the endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, dear student, so మీకు ఈ వీడియో కనుక నచ్చినట్లయితే ఖచ్చితంగా లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, అట్లానే మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అందరికీ కూడా షేర్ చేసి సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. ఓకే, క్లాస్ అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటాను. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద my 6th video, endoplasmic reticulum, and also Golgi complex is completed. See here, the Golgi complex is discovered by the Golgi complex is discovered by Golgi. Golgi, scientist name Golgi, in the year 1898. Remember that. So this is the information about the endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex. Then after the Golgi complex, it is able to produce some specialized organelles here. They are called lysosomes. So what about lysosomes? What is the structure? What is the function of lysosome? Remaining everything I will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you very much.